Hello, this is I Do Damage, and welcome back to the channel. In this Minecraft Dungeons video, I want to share some tips and tricks that I learned with my 50 or so hours played on the game. I don't have that to show you in the video because it appears as though my characters have been deleted. Not entirely sure what in the hell is going on, but let's go ahead and proceed with this video anyway, because there are some things that will help you out in the long run if you know from the beginning. Since I don't feel like leveling up a character all over again, I'm going to go ahead and talk through the tips that I want you to know about. First of all, Minecraft Dungeons has so many different items in the game that tip number one, don't be scared to try out new items. There's so many different items, you're going to be replacing items all the time due to the way the power score and power rank works. If you don't know much about the power rank, basically it's just item level in the game, and you're going to be pretty much chasing that in order to take on the higher level missions. So yeah, don't be scared to try new items. There's tons of cool items, tons of cool enchants and effects, and there's quite a bit of item variety. So there you go. That's tip number one. So tip number two is souls and how souls work in this game. There's certain artifacts, which artifacts is how you decide what skills you have on your bar here, but there's certain ones that require souls to then function. Basically, souls is the resource of the game, similar to mana as you find in other RPGs. Basically, the way that you gain mana is by killing monsters and absorbing their souls. There's a meter down here with the little souls icon. I don't have a soul item on equipped right now because my characters got wiped, if you didn't know that. And so with that in mind, basically as you're going through collecting souls, this bar will fill up and you can actually max it out. So you want to make sure you're using it so that you can continue to gain souls. And it's honestly pretty basic, but there's different items in the game without too many spoilers. There's one really fun mechanic where the more souls you have, the more, I think, critical chance you have or something like that. There's a lot of different things to kind of play around that soul type of system. On to tip number three. This one has to do with enchanting, and I guess it kind of relates to tip number one with not being scared to try new items. But when you enchant an item to increase its power and give it these special effects, you use up these enchanting points. You can see right now I have 0. So as soon as I get another weapon that's a little bit higher power, I'll equip it and disenchant this item. So don't be scared to do that. Don't try to hoard your enchantment points like, oh, I have all 3 of these enchanted. I'm going to hold on to this now and not get my enchanting points back. I don't know why you would do that. Again, it's a quick type of game where you're always swapping out gear, so you don't be scared to disenchant your items to get those enchanting points back and try out the new fun effects on armor and weapons. Tip number 4. This one's a little bit weird for me to even mention because I'm a little bit of a hypocrite when it comes to this, but explore each zone fully at least once. And the reason for this is you get more loot, you get more XP, and there's secrets that you can actually find within levels. Yeah, there are secrets that you can find. Once you've done each map so many times, you're going to have them memorized that, speedrunning and skipping is probably okay. But your first time through, I would recommend checking out all those zones, full clearing, killing everything to get all the XP that you can get. Maybe even find some unique items along the way. Another tip that I think you should know about for this game is once you've beaten the story on the easiest difficulty, don't stop playing there. I would suggest to continue playing on the higher difficulties, and the reason for this is there's certain items and certain enchants and effects that you cannot find until you play on the higher difficulty levels. So with this in mind, until you've played through Apocalypse, you won't have seen all the items in the game or all the effects and enchants and artifacts. So don't quit playing once you beat the story once. Just keep playing, keep grinding. I think you'll have fun discovering all the different items that the game has to offer. We're almost through the video here when it comes to tips and tricks for Minecraft Dungeons, but another thing that I want you to know that I didn't know until about 10 or 15 hours into the game is you can actually hold more than one TNT in your hand at a time. I'm trying to find TNT right now on this level. Again, I'm a little bit triggered at this game right now since it did delete my characters, but you can stack up to 3 TNT at a time and throw all 3 at a character. Just because you're holding one, make sure you go ahead and try to stack up those TNT and try to get your teammates killed while you're at it. It's honestly pretty sweet. Once I figured that out, I thought it was pretty cool. Seeing 3 TNT. I was going to try to hold 10, but yeah, the most you can hold is 3 TNT at any given time. 2 final tips for you here when it comes to Minecraft Dungeons. First things first, and this usually is pretty straightforward, I would think, but I wanted to include it anyway just in case someone missed it for whatever reason. Once you've actually, again, my characters got deleted. I think that's like the 5th time now I've mentioned it, but I'm a little bit upset about it. But once you've actually, played through the game, you'll know what it'll show what items drop here. So it'll actually tell you, like, I think there's a sword, some sort of bow and arrow. It'll tell you the exact name of the item that drops here. And there's also a unique variant for each of those, from my understanding. And then you can also see what artifacts drop here as well. Again, you can't see it here because, well, you already know the reason. But it's kind of cool if you want to try to target farm for specific artifacts, or maybe gear or swords that attack in a certain way that you like, or an armor that has an effect. That kind of thing. It's kind of nice that you can target farm using that. One last final tip for you here, and this is kind of an interesting one. I found it out a little bit later in the game when I was around level, I think, 85 or so. But what you can do is you can go into your character select, and you can actually clone your character. And what this does is it clones everything that you have equipped. It does not clone your inventory or gems, just your level and the items that you have equipped on your character at the time of cloning. So that's kind of a nice little thing if you want to try out other builds. Anyway, guys, that's going to be it for me with Minecraft Dungeons. I think after having my characters deleted, I will take a break from the game. But however, I hope anyone that is starting the game, playing the game, checking out this video, hopefully these tips and tricks will help you out at some point during your adventure in Minecraft Dungeons. I can't thank you guys enough for your time and watching the video. Don't forget, if you enjoy all the content on the channel, don't forget to like and subscribe. It means so much to me. I appreciate your time so much. And as always, thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.